Shut up and sit down.
Time once again for all of you to shut up and sit down because I am back. Believe me, I didn't really want to be here today, but I have some stuff that I need to talk about. First, let's get the good news out the way. As you know, Uprising is coming up this year, and I am excited to announce that, as it was rumored a little while ago, we will be having a men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder match. 4 women from Mayhem and Fight Night will compete to be the first ever Miss Money in the Bank. And as for the men's match, this year one man from Revolution will win the chance to participate in the match, and so one brand will have to lose a spot. And since Fight Night won the brand of the year, that brand will be Mayhem. So Mayhem will only have 3 entries in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and Fight Night will have 4 entries. Also, I'd like to confirm the first Mayhem entry this year. I can confirm that Mason Foster will be trading his rematch clause for his spot into the match. On to other business. The reason I am delivering this news tonight and not Goldberg is because I have noticed that both Mayhem and Fight Night rosters are out of control lately, ruining other brand pay-per-views, sabotaging title matches, and I don't appreciate that. After everything that went down at High Voltage, enough was enough, and I just had to intervene. So, effective immediately, if anyone who isn't in the Cruiserweight division steps foot onto the opposite brand without permission will face extreme punishment. Hey Blake, it's been a while. Listen, if this is about the tag title match last night, I can explain. You see, my suspension ended that night. And since I am signed to the roster and of course am a big part of the Linebacks team, we initiated the Freebird rule, so that I took the place of one of my boys instead in the match. I was also running a bit late in that match, so I didn't make it for the start, but when I got there, I won the match fair and square. Everything I did in that match was legal and valid. So if you're thinking about punishing us, let me tell you that shut up and sit down. The Freebird rule doesn't apply halfway through a match. Never has, never will. So spare me the bullshit, Wilson. After speaking with the GMs of Mayhem and Fight Night, we have agreed that having the tag titles on both brands was not a good decision. So I will be punishing you. Effective immediately, I am stripping the Linebacks of the Fight Night Tag Team Championships. However, you will still be the Mayhem Tag Team Champions. On one condition. At Uprising pay-per-view, the Linebacks will defend the titles to the winner of next week's number 1 contenders match. And you have 2 options. Either one of your boys defends the titles on his own in a 2-on-1 handicap match, or you can make it a tag team match and you have to be in that match. And if you lose, you're fired.
Shut up and sit down.
Some huge announcements to kick off the show, and who better to deliver them than Blake Austin, of course. You know things have gotten out of control if the general managers had to step in and say, listen, you better start getting a grip here. Made some major announcements, including a women's Money in the Bank for the first time ever. And tonight we are going to start the show off with qualifying for that. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Darren Jacobs and welcome to Monday Night Mayhem here, episode 30 of season number 2, and we are on the way now to the build-up of the Uprising pay-per-view, where for the first time ever we'll be having a Miz Money in the Bank, and the first person down to step up for qualifying is Isabella Vega, and there's going to be qualifying on both shows for the next couple of nights and for the next couple of weeks in the build-up to Uprising. 4 women from Mayhem and 4 from Fight Night will step up to face for the Women's Championship. A huge opportunity, well, for an opportunity to cash in on a Women's Champion of their choice with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Next up comes Tiffany Abbott, who's recently came into a bit of form, had a shot at Haley Bowen for the Women's Championship a few months ago. Didn't quite work out in her favor, but tonight maybe if she can qualify for the Money in the Bank and get that briefcase, she can finally take that leap to get back to where she was in the trial era, back on top. That's what she's looking to do. That's what she needs to do. She needs that to bounce back. And a huge opportunity here tonight. Isabella Vega, of course, hasn't had many opportunities since making the switch to the Mayhem brand. Tonight is a big one. She went straight in with the drop kick, and it's sidestepped. And now look at this, going to try and come straight back at her crucifix. Trying to get in early control. We know Isabella Vega, a fantastic fighter, quite a lethal submissionist as well, which is always very dangerous in WIW. People with submissions tend to be one of the more dominant stars. Saying that, I don't think any of the top stars right now have, any of the champions right now have submission. Actually, a couple do, not many. But Isabella Vega, she's never held the title, but she's always been in and around the title picture. Isabella Vega, part of one of my favourite Fight Night Women's matches from season number 1. Oh, beautiful leg drop there from the springboard from Tiffany Abbott, and she's on a roll to start this one off. Yeah, Isabella Vega, one of my favourite matches. That was the first triple threat, actually, after the inaugural Battle Royal to crown the Fight Night Women's Champion. It was an impressive showing from her, but as you could see, she did not make it out with the title. And for Isabella Vega, a huge opportunity, because she's a lethal fighter, but she's always just falling just short in the big opportunities. If you have that briefcase, you instantly get to leap forward to the big opportunity, and maybe that is what she needs to actually finally get her hands on women's gold, because she's come close before, she just couldn't get the job done. Meanwhile, Tiffany Abbott, who's going for the first cover of this match, and is only going to get a 1 count in this early stages. For Tiffany Abbott, a star in the trial era. She was a women's champion at least 2 times. She was a dominant fighter. Not many people could even step in the ring with her. But she's come back, you know, and a new look into a new women's roster. But it's a much more talented women's roster than we had in season 1, back in the trial era. And in season 1, I think she found out the hard way that it wasn't going to be as easy to dominate the division. And although she's had moments, she hasn't been consistent. She's struggled to get wins. And that's exactly why I think this could help her. For some people, the Money in the Bank could be, you know, could start their careers and put them back into the right path. However, for Tiffany Abbott, it could be putting her back on the right path. If she could capture the title and become anything like her former self, she could be a dominant star here on Monday Night Mayhem. And now Tiffany, from the top rope, whoa, look at that! Was going for a 450 splash there, and she couldn't connect. And right now, Isabella Vega playing to the crowd as she connects with a Hurricane Rana. And she feels very confident, much to the crowd's disapproval. She turns around and she pretty much just says she doesn't care about that. And now Vega gets her up. Massive double knees right to the chest of Tiffany Abbott. And Abbott now in trouble, because look at this. All of a sudden, Vega is flying. After being dominated to start with, she is now literally just springing back to life. And Tiffany Abbott needs to be careful. All the control that she's just gained over the course of this match could slip away from her, especially with this. I see what she's going for. Look at it, bridge through into the submission. She gets it. Tiffany Abbott's in trouble if Vega can make a tap with this. She's made the champ before with this move. Can she make Abbott tap to advance to Money in the Bank? Oh, it doesn't look like it. No, she can't. Abbott escapes the hold. And Vega back to the drawing board as a Russian leg sweep connects. Isabella Vega, her most dependable move, and it hasn't worked for her here. Into the cover again. Is that going to be enough to get rid of Vega? 2 count. 2 women with different needs for this Money in the Bank briefcase. Vega to finally leap her career forward. For Abbott, it's to get her career back on track. But right now, I'd say Abbott's had majority control, but Vega is definitely starting to fight her way back into this match. But what does she have left now? That submission, it's only going to get more predictable the more it comes into play. Well spun around there by Abbott, and now beautiful spinning suplex, plants her straight back. Now look at this, sizing up her prey here on the ground. Vega is in a lot of trouble. Abbott's had the majority of control, like I said, but Vega needs to be careful. Vega now back to her feet. Abbott watched her get back. She clearly had something in mind. Oh, but look at that. Vega pretty much unfazed by that strike. And she sends it to the corner. And it's very rare we get to see women's action outside the women's championship contention. And it's good that we're going to get to see more of the women's action. For a lot of these women, they're either new to the brand or they haven't had much action in season number 2 as of yet. So it's a good opportunity for them to showcase themselves and their talents and potentially get title shots in the future, if not right now. I'm trying to get her in the corner here, but Vega refusing to play ball right now. Just trying to fight her way out of these corners, not going to let her get control. She can. And trying to fight away from the corner, because I think Tiffany clearly has something in mind. Oh! She was trying to set it up again for that submission hold into the crucifix instead. Is that going to be enough to get through and get to the ladder match? 2 count. Shoulders up by Vega. And what a match this has been to open Monday Night Mayhem. And of course, there's plenty more action to come. We've got the first men's qualifying happening later tonight. Hang on, there's the cover here from Vega. Has she done enough to get rid of Abbott? No, she hasn't. We've got the first men's Money in the Bank qualifier later on tonight. We've got 2 tag matches to help us get closer to determining who will face the linebacks with Coach Wilson involved in the match. Who will face the linebacks at Uprising for the Mayhem Tag Team Championships. We've got a lot of action here tonight. And it is all kicking off with this. The first qualifiers for the Women's Money in the Bank. And now look at this submission hold here. A figure 4. Oh, but she's let go. Didn't want to lock it in for very long. And Abbott might regret that. She had Vega down and she had her in a good position. She might just regret letting that go. She's going to try for the cover. Vega's been down for a while, but it's still only a 2 count. Big shoulder up by Isabella Vega. And now what's the game plan for Tiffany here? She needs to be careful with how she proceeds through the rest of this match. Spins her around. Can she capitalize? Yes, she can. A big knee to the back of the head. Vega and Abbott really are putting each other through their paces here tonight to start off the show. But right now, Vega just refusing to play ball and refusing to go to the corner. Oh, but look at this. She gets it down to the knee. Can she flip through into the submission? Yes, she can. For the second time. Abbott's in trouble now. And that's what happens when she tried so hard to depend on one move and get her in the corner for whatever she was trying to set up. But Vega had none of it. Isabella Vega is the first woman in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Huge victory for her here tonight. And that's what I think she was trying to set up before Tiffany with the 450, but Tiffany, but she tried too much. She kept trying to get her in the corner, and she was made to pay for it. She made mistakes, and Vega capitalizes on the opportunity to take the submission. She gets her down straight into the last chancery, and a fantastic victory for Isabella Vega. She is the first person to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match this year. 3 open spots left on the Mayhem Women's Division, but could we already be looking at our first ever Miss Money in the Bank? If she can put in a confident performance like she did tonight, then I don't see why she can't go all the way here tonight. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Next up tonight, some tag team action following the announcement that was made earlier on tonight about the separation of the tag team divisions. once again, after deciding that they were not safe for business, I guess. First team down to the ring tonight is actually JW Cashman and Travis Cottrell. And tonight they are competing in tag team action for the first time, officially joining the tag team division after failing to capture the European Championship at the last pay-per-view, with the winner being Siler Jordan. Cashman and Travis can move on now to focus on what they formed together to do, and that is to go after gold together. And tonight they get an opportunity to do that. Tonight they face off against another tag team. They win. They will face the winners of our second tag team matchup tonight in a number 1 contenders match. And the winner of that match will face the Linebacks at the Uprising pay-per-view for the Mayhem Tag Team Championships. Remembering, of course, that in that Tag Team Championship match, Coach Wilson has to be one of the 2 men. So that gives you an even bigger opportunity, as a 60-year-old Coach Wilson is going to be in the opposite team against you. So that gives whoever goes through a huge opportunity. And a huge opportunity to finally get some tag team success here is the Chaos Twins, Jason and Tyler, who haven't stepped up well to life here on the Mayhem Tag Division. They've lost their first couple of matches. They haven't done particularly great, but a huge opportunity to step up tonight and really make a name for themselves here on the Mayhem Division. And with the Mayhem Tag titles and Fight Night Tag titles being forced to be separated after all the antics and misdemeanors of the Linebacks, it gives both the Mayhem and Fight Night Tag divisions a chance to once again show off what they can do and get their opportunities in check to make sure that we crown good Mayhem and Fight Night Tag Team champions and no foul play comes into hand. Bell rings and away we go, and we'll see how this one goes tonight. Travis Cottrell going to start this one off in some half gold attire, and I can't imagine that's going to be particularly good to wrestle in that with that solid gold attire. Half solid gold and half just white. Very nice white though. That has to be said. Weird thing to say, but you notice these things sometimes. The Cashman and Travis, like I say, they had some decent success working together so far in their first tag team encounter. They did walk out of victors against Cashman and Foster. And to be fair, they've beaten Cashman and Foster several times, and those two clearly have proven themselves to be top stars on the Mayhem division, so there's no reason at all why they can't go on to potentially work together to capture the tag team championships. And you'll notice that Abby Cottrell returning to duty tonight. She is with Cashman and Travis, and that's going to cause the Chaos Twins their own type of problems. We know how active Abby Cottrell can be at ringside, the wife, of course, of Travis Cottrell. We saw that wedding go disastrously wrong live here, so they went to do it after the show following everything that went down in that one. And Jason, after early control, is going to try and make the tag to Tyler, but not going to let that happen, Travis, but he still couldn't capture control, and instead he's connected with an inverted DDT. And for Travis and Cashman, both former television champions, 2 of only 3 men to capture that. And of course the third, Big Willie, the man who took the title away from both of them. Travis, the first ever one. He was then lost it in a Fatal 4 match, and the winner was Big Willie. JW Cashman lost his television championship in a rematch for the TV title. Cashman lost his in a rematch for the TV title not too long ago either. Tag's made, in comes Cashman, trying to crawl now to make the tag on the other end, and he does. In comes Tyler Chaos, off the tag, and he connects with a drop kick. And Cashman, he's not been a good re-entry, not good entry into this match. He was going for a third drop kick there, it looked, misses, and instead gets hit with a super kick. And an opportunity maybe for Cashman and Travis to capitalize whilst Tyler's partner is down. And Tyler now, with the momentum on his side, going to carry that through into a German suplex. Look at Abby. Abby getting herself involved now. Travis trying to mouth off as well. And that's what happens when you take your eyes off the ball. Massive exploder suplex from behind. And Cashman and Travis can take control again, just like that. The Chaos Twins need to be careful not to fall for these distractions. Cashman and Travis, very crafty team. They know what they're doing, and well sidestepped there to avoid the senton, and back in comes Travis. And Travis went for the clothesline, couldn't connect, and now in the corner, Travis in a bit of trouble. You see a chair's been entered in there from, I'm assuming that's got to be entered from Abby. And right now, Tyler's still by himself. Jason on the outside just trying to recover for a moment. Doesn't want to go back on the apron just yet until he's fully ready to get back in there. But for now, Tyler by himself, and Tyler's doing a fantastic job. Travis really struggling back in re-entry here. But now Travis, twisting of the arm here. What's Travis got in store? Look at this. To the corner, and oh, look at that. Just flies off the rope there and into an arm drag. And now Travis. Travis going to go up top, high risk. He's got to be careful because Jason's back on the apron. He's going to connect anyway. Oh, and a beautiful flipped out double stomp. What a move from Travis. Beautiful athleticism, and you can see the natural cruiserweight there showing off his cruiserweight abilities. And now from the top rope into a Hurricane Rana. And all of a sudden, Tyler Chaos might have been spending too much time inside this ring. Beautiful lion salt there from Travis Cottrell. And Travis now trying to sort something out here if he can keep the control on the Chaos Twins. They're very rusty in it from tag team experience. They don't have much tag team experience, but they need to get past that here tonight if they're going to succeed. Big shoulder tackle in the corner. And now, beautiful overhead. Belly to belly as well. The referee distracted right now, but I don't think that's going to help Travis in this scenario. Looking for the corner, and we know what comes next. Jason and Tyler, the Chaos Twins. Chaos to chaos. And straight into the cover. Travis is in trouble, and the Cashman's not going to get there. And the Chaos Twins knock off Cashman and Travis. Huge win for the Chaos Twins. And it only took one Chaos to do it. Travis and Cashman. That is a huge defeat right there. And despite the best efforts of Abby to try and distract the referee, in the end it only needed one Chaos. And Cashman and Travis, with a huge defeat, gets them out of this mini tournament, if you would want to call it that. Well played there by Cashman to try and make the save, but in the end he couldn't. And the Chaos Twins, who dominated the majority of the match, get a huge win and a huge opportunity now. If they can win again next week against the winners of our second tag team match later on tonight, they have an opportunity to go and face for the Mayhem tag team titles. And you know what? I wouldn't put it past them. They can join the list of teams who have won both tag team championships. The former Fight Night tag team champions finally get a win under the belt, and hopefully with that can finally get some momentum going their way. Huge victory here tonight for the Chaos Twins. Who are they going to be facing though in the number one contenders match? We'll find out very soon, but it's time to move on down the rest of the card. Big match up next. It is a big one indeed. It is the first men's Money in the Bank qualifier for this Season 2 Money in the Bank ladder match at Uprising. Of course, last year's winner Max Danger went on to successfully cash in the briefcase and became the World Heavyweight Champion. Since then, he's a two-time World Heavyweight Champion, part of Rivalry of the Year and Match of the Year. A huge first season for Max Danger after winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. That's where it all started for him. And now 8 other men are looking, well, more than 8 other men, but it will be 8 men at the pay-per-view. More men are looking to follow in his footsteps to greatness and finally move themselves up the card here. First up tonight, Jax Wolfe, who hasn't had much time here in season number 2, but when he has stepped up to the plate, he's been pretty impressive. We know what Jax Wolfe is capable. Former European champion, a fantastic competitor in his own right, and we know what he's capable of when he steps into the ring. So we'll have to see how he does here tonight. It was a part of last year's Money in the Bank ladder match, if you will cast your minds back to that. And it's a huge opportunity for him tonight to get back in it and try and capture the championship again. Jax Wolfe, an abysmal trial error, but an impressive Season 1. Can he build on that here in Season number 2 and get himself back in the Money in the Bank qualifiers with the win? Tonight, his opponent, fresh off a huge victory himself at the last pay-per-view that has just gone by. That, of course, was High Voltage. A huge win for this man of that night. It was Robert Hall. And tonight, Robert Hall steps into action once again with a huge opportunity to join the Money in the Bank ladder match. This time last year, I don't think Robert Hall would have even been considered for it. As I say, the journey that this man has taken is incredible. He has shown so much improvement in such little time. It's incredible, and it's the type of people like Robert Hall that really show what you can do in WYW. You may not get your start straight away. You may not be the biggest thing in the world straight out the gate, but you work hard, and there is no reason why you can't make your way to the top of the card. And that's exactly what Robert Hall's trying to do here tonight. The first ever Nathan Loke Memorial Royal Rumble winner tonight steps into the ring again, and in hopes of getting a Money in the Bank contract at Uprising. It's a huge match here, the first qualifier of the men's bracket. Bell rings and away we go, and look at this, Robert Hall straight out the gate, gonna fly the fists at him. And Robert Hall with a boatload of momentum following his recent victories over Tyson Jackson. And he managed to get the last laugh after all of that. And you know what? Good for him. Tyson Jackson trying to prove he was so dominant, that he's so lethal, and whilst trying to take out Robert Hall in the process, Robert Hall, the submission specialist, managed to get the job done in the end. And for Robert Hall, tonight could be a huge victory and a huge stepping stone to help him push to the world title picture. Went for the clothesline there, but well countered and into a neck breaker by Jax Wolfe. For Jax Wolfe, he's a former European champion. We know he's capable of winning championships. So we'll see if he can continue to impress here tonight and get himself into the Money in the Bank ladder match. As for Robert Hall, has never really shone too bright. The high point of his career so far was the Nathan Loke Memorial Royal Rumble in the Insomnia pre-show. He was a part of the Elimination Chamber at the Lockdown pay-per-view. Unfortunately for him, he was the first eliminated in that match. So never really got a chance to show what he could do at the top of the card. But for Robert Hall, he's never been a main event star, and now he's looking to emerge as a main event star by capturing the contract. As for Jax Wolfe, similar things really, except we know what he can do in the mid-card. As we say, a former European champion, had a nice little run before it was taken away from him by Mason Foster. A great catch there, by the way, by Robert Hall, and just plants him down on the ropes. So it's an interesting encounter here. Two men who we know can get the job done in high-pressure situations. It's just now a matter of whether or not they can get it done here tonight. Jax Wolfe playing to the crowd. We haven't seen much of Jax Wolfe. Robert Hall, we've seen quite a bit of in season number 2. And he's definitely earned his spot on the card. Oh, and a massive clothesline to the back of the head. And that could have knocked him out. Wolfe thinks it could be. And it's a 2 count. And Jax Wolfe did very well there. And now look at this. Jax Wolfe has Robert Hall already in a bad situation. But Robert Hall in a counter. Now can Robert Hall capitalize? Gets him up into another spine buster. Plants him down again, and once again trying to hook the legs. But once again, Jax Wolfe with a counter of his own. Back and forth between these two. Neither one of them landing a critical blow, but they're both trading decent shots regardless. And for Robert Hall, in a bad spot, Jax Wolfe has been in a majority control. But yet he still hasn't found a decent enough touch to put us away. Perhaps that spin-out cutter of Jax Wolfe could be a finishing touch that he might be looking for. Look at this. Beautiful snap German suplex there. Folding Robert Hall in half on the landing as well. Now look at this. Playing right to the crowd here. Whilst Robert Hall is stunned to the corner. Oh, but well escaped to the corner. But he won't like what happens next as he turns around into a massive brainbuster by Jax Wolfe. Jax Wolfe, very impressive work there. Well countered there by Robert Hall, though, trying to keep himself alive in this match. Countered again by Jax Wolfe, who flips through into a sunset flip. And the referee didn't even realise what had happened into the cover. And that could have easily been the end if the referee was paying attention. Oh, look at this. Oh, he got caught torn in. And he might be made to pay for it. Oh, and a massive slam down onto the apron. Now Robert Hall going to taunt in his face. A bit of revenge there by Robert Hall. The crowd are going nuts right now. Because Robert Hall is putting on a show and trying to find a fight back here in this matchup. Does he have any life left? He's landing these strikes. Can't seem to keep him down, though. And that clothesline does take him down. Oh, and look at that. He's trying to get back to his feet, but straight into the corner. And Robert Hall now, oh, look at that, charge right at him. But gets connected in the back with the double knees. And what a contest this has been so far. And this is only the first of many Money in the Bank qualifiers to come. Oh, look at this. Oh, he's going to get caught taunting there. He thought he had more time. And now he might pay the price. Robert Hall to qualify. He's got it. Robert Hall escapes. And that's what you get for taunting. Robert Hall is going to the Money in the Bank ladder match. Huge slip up there. And he's made to pay for it. Robert Hall does well. A huge victory for him here tonight. He escapes with the win. And it's a much needed win as well for Robert Hall. He escapes with the win. He needed it tonight. A huge victory for this man. He's finally conquered the dragon, and now he's moving on to bigger and better things, and a huge opportunity to do that now in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Does he have what it takes to finally carry all this momentum that he got at the end of season number 1 and bring it to season 2 success with the Money in the Bank contract? We'll have to find out soon enough, but it is time to move on down the rest of the card. Next up tonight, following that huge victory for Robert Hall, the second tag team match of the evening. The winner of this match will face the Chaos Twins in a number 1 contenders match for the Mayhem Tag Team Championships. And the first team down to the ring, the former Mayhem and Fight Night Tag Team Champions, the first team to ever win both titles, the League of Gods, Damas and Black Jesus, making their way down to the ring. A huge loss for them at high voltage, but of course, no one's going to blame them for losing. They weren't even supposed to be fighting the Coach Wilson who turned up at the ring, but now they might be able to get a shot at revenge should they pick up the win here tonight. A big victory is needed for the League of Gods. They've had so much momentum here in season number 2 and in the course at the end of season number 1 when they won the tag titles for the first time against the Linebacks. And I'm sure they'd love their revenge tonight and an opportunity to go to Uprising to recapture the Mayhem Tag Team Championships against the team that they won the tag titles against the first time around. The Gods have definitely stepped up towards the end of season 1 and now at the beginning of season 2. Can they get themselves back to the top, or will this team finally find their way to the top? It is Loki and Noah, the Vikings of Destiny, a team who have been a fantastically strong team in the tag division. They've done so well since they've arrived to Mayhem, but in all the cluster that has been going on surrounding the tag team division with all 4 teams that we saw at High Voltage colliding, the Vikings of Destiny hadn't had a chance to show how much improvement they've actually made, and tonight they get the chance to show that. Of course, it was at Uprising last year where they actually faced, well, it was at High Voltage last year, excuse me, where they actually faced the Wolfpack for the Fight Night Tag Team Championships, and unfortunately for them, they couldn't capture it, but the former champions of the trial era tonight get an opportunity to finally get their first championship. And it's Damas and Loki that's going to start us off here tonight. Bell rings, and away we go. And we'll see how this one goes. And look at this, Loki straight out the gate there. Drives him with a cross-legged attack there. Very nicely done. And Damas, interestingly enough, starting here. I figured Black Jesus might start. We know Damas beginning to develop himself as the closer of the team. Likes to come in and get the job done. That's what he's been doing as of late. And he'll be hoping that the trend continues tonight. And the League of Gods, it's the first time they actually get a proper test against the Vikings of Destiny. And of course, the Vikings of Destiny recently making the trade from Mayhem to Fight Night. And so far, they are undefeated since making the switch. And so a much-needed win here tonight will get them a tag team title opportunity. Tag is made, and in comes Noah with the massive boot there. A good start from the Vikings of Destiny. The Vikings of Destiny, one thing that everybody would know about them coming into this match, or at least would be wise to know, is their overwhelming strength. The Vikings from Denmark, powerful fighters, powerful strikers. They are full of power. And you need to either match their power or at least use your speed advantage if that is your game plan. But right now, just getting tossed around like ragdolls, even for someone like Black Jesus, who we've seen in the past has the strength of like 10 men at times. But right now, the Vikings of Destiny just tossing him around in complete control of the situation, almost as if they are nothing. Remember, the winners will go on to face the Chaos Twins and their surprise victory earlier on tonight against Cashman and Travis. And I wonder where Cashman and Travis go from here. It was only their second ever official tag team match. So no one's going to blame them for losing, but it is a huge defeat that they take, and a big clothesline there by Noah. The count is rising. They might want to get this back into the ring. Oh, and he's crashed him into the turnbuckle post. The referee at a count of 7 now. They need to do something, and they need to do it now. They get him back into the ring. And now Black Jesus maybe with a chance to show what he can do. What's he thinking here? Just drags him away from the ropes. Damas clearly has something in mind. Oh, Jesus, sorry. Is he going to make the tag, though? No, he's not allowed to. I think he was thinking about it. And instead now Irish whip to the opposite corner. And that's a dangerous corner to be in. Tag is made. Back in comes Loki. And Loki now from the top. Oh, gonna double axe handle his arm. And now straight into a Uranagi. What a combination there. Damas begging to come back in because he sees his partner struggling. It's been a dominant start to this match for Loki and Noah. They're doing a fantastic job of staying in control. But Jesus now going to drag him closer to his corner. And he is going to tag in Damas. And that was a needed tag there. Neither one of them have done particularly well. But Damas, taking a second to breathe, can now get back into this match. Looking for an overhead belly to belly. But the overwhelming size of the Vikings of Destiny doesn't allow her to do it. And instead they show him how it's done. This has been a dominant start from the Vikings of Destiny. They really are showing what they are capable of here tonight in a massive backbreaker. And their knees, the most powerful part of their bodies, the knees. Watch what happens when these two connect with the knee. They are so vicious. And there's the knees right to the back of Loki. And now Loki and Noah need to be careful now because Damas and Jesus, they may not always control the matches, but they do know how to get the job done. And they've proven that on many occasions. Tag made, back in comes Jesus. And now what can they do? Closing for the crowd there. Waiting for their pictures to get taken. And then slamming them down. Very nicely done. Or can he find a tag? Black Jesus didn't let him. I see him crawling. Couldn't tag in Noah. And now look at this. Gets him up with relative ease. But once again slips behind. And Loki and Noah trying to stay in control. The League of Gods just haven't really had any momentum into this match right now. And now look at that massive leg drop from the middle rope. Very nicely done. And now here's the knee I was talking about. Oh, the massive connection on the knee. And that's the brutal assault of the Vikings of Destiny. Didn't even give him a second to rest because I know what they're going for next. Oh, they were thinking to be heading in the corner, but well countered by Black Jesus. And now can he capitalize? Big strike. That stunned him. Do you see his face there as he gets turned over with a suplex? He was not ready for that. And now can Black Jesus capitalize? An opportunity maybe now to steal the match here from Loki and Noah. Tag is made. Looking for the Greek bomb. Gets him up. Greek bomb with the elbow drop from Damas. Greek bomb and straight into the cover. Is that going to be enough to get it done? And a big kick out there at 1. And straight back into another cover. Is that going to get the job done? That time it's a 2 count. And he almost got it done there. Damas and Black Jesus almost stealing this match with the surprise attack with the Greek bomb, but it just didn't get the job done. And Loki gonna think about making the tag there. A bit of a conversation between the two in the corner. Maybe just talking about what happens next. They probably could have gone for it off the knee strike there to cover. We've seen how powerful those knees can be. We've seen them in the past. Them busting people open with that knee. And now look at that. Oh, and there's a knee right to the gut and a double axe handle to the back. And you can see the impact on the knee every time they connect with it. So powerful. Who'd have thought the knee being the most powerful part of their body? Not again. A second knee this time. It connects to Damas. And that's given him a chance, an opportunity with a stunned Damas to maybe make this tag. Once again looking for the beheading, but once again slipped out by the League of Gods. This time Damas does it. Can they find it? Can they find the tag? Can they find the beheading that could surely win them this match? Tag is made. And now in trouble here is the League of Gods. The beheading. Beheading from the Vikings of Destiny. And into the cover. Damas was in trouble there, but at the count of 2, he is saved. And look at this. The Vikings of Destiny clearing the ring of Black Jesus. What an intense tag team battle this has been. The Vikings of Destiny in control, but Damas and Jesus keeping themselves alive somehow. They had a moment of worry, the Vikings of Destiny, with the Greek bomb, but they have been in complete control. There's another vicious knee from the Vikings of Destiny, who continue to dominate this match. And now trying to get him up, maybe, but well countered again by Damas. Damas needs something big here in this match, but he's going to take the time to play to the crowd. Curious decision despite the lack of control they've had in this match. Look at Damas here showing some athleticism before slamming him down. Damas and Jesus are on the back foot, but that's not going to stop Damas from dancing his way, trying to fight back in this match. There's a clothesline missed and countered into a spine buster by Damas. And with a big thrust for style. Trying to retreat to his corner there. Didn't actually make a tag. Oh, but now up on the shoulders. Damas gave him space and he's made to pay for it. But Jesus now back to his feet in the corner. But now Damas in the opposite corner. And he's in trouble. They're going for it again. And if this connects, this surely's going to do it. A second beheading. And straight into the cover again. Can they stop Black Jesus from getting involved this time? No, they can't. And now once again trying to get him out of there. But Damas this time Jesus this time fighting them both off. But it's not helped Damas. Loki is down. Noah right now, the legal man though, dealing with Damas. Damas needs to get out of there though. He needs to make the tag. Damas still trying to fight back somehow. Counter in the corner and now has Noah in a bad spot. And what's he thinking here, Damas? Both of them on the top here. Oh, look at this. Oh! Avalanche Spanish Fly. What a move by Damas. Damas needs to make a tag. He's in serious trouble. He's taking a beating at the hands of the Vikings of Destiny right now. Damas wants back in. He needs to get back in. But it might be to no avail. Massive knee strike. And right now the knees must be adding up. The devastating strikes. The Vikings of Destiny must be starting to shine through. Right now he has no one to tag to. He's got to do this on his own for the second. But what's he got in store? Trying to get Damas in the corner. Well countered by Damas. And now Damas, it gets him to his corner. Is he going to make the tag now? No, wasn't allowed to. Counter after counter between these two. Who's going to get the upper hand? Another counter. And now sent to the opposite corner. And look who's up at the perfect time. Oh, look at that. Was going for the beheading again, but well countered by Damas. And the crowd getting on their feet now. They're starting to realize that we are getting nearer to the end than we might have thought. Was going for the Greek bomb on the other end. Countered again. And now maybe a chance for the beheading for a second time. Tag is made. They decide against it. And instead in comes Noah. Loki, excuse me. And oh, what a sharp exploder suplex. And follows through with an elbow drop as well. The Vikings, who have dominated this match pretty much from start to finish. Just trying to find the finishing touch. Trying to find the beheading without an interference, a knee that gives them the space. They're just not getting the time and space to pin him down, because right now Damas is running on empty. He must have nothing left in the tank after the beating he has taken. Damas now with an opportunity to tag out, and he needs to do that. He needs to tag out right now. But Damas, that fighting spirit of his just never dies, does it? Looking for a rolling elbow. Disco elbow drop and straight into the cover, but straight into the ring was Noah, and he breaks it up. Damas and Jesus here. Oh, takes him out there off the apron. And taunts for style here. Playing to the crowd. Now they have an opportunity to put this one away. Loki and Noah might regret all these mistakes. Loki and Noah in trouble now. Looking for the closing move. The closer for the League of Gods. Greetings from Greece. Greetings from Greece to Loki and into the cover. Is Noah going to break it up? He didn't need to, I don't think, but he does. He breaks it up, but he's taken out in the process. The Vikings of Destiny, who have had the majority control, survive, but only for the moment. Worry signs there that they all were going to lose this match. Countered by Damas, a counter by Loki, And now look at this, Damas on the Jesus on the outside, taking out the non-legal man, but he might want to pay attention what's happening in the ring as a massive knee connects. And with the non-legal men being distracted by each other right now, that leaves an open ring for the two legal men. Can Loki capitalize now? Up on the shoulders, looking to slam him down, and he does. And the Vikings of Destiny, who have had the majority control, started to lose it there, but now they need to try and make sure they get it back before it's too late, because Damas and Black Jesus, one thing they do know how to do is use the momentum to their advantage. Went for an elbow drop from the top, and he couldn't connect. And look at this, Loki didn't capitalize there. He got caught watching. He might live to regret that mistake. And now look at this, went for the strikes in the corner, countered and escaped from the corner. And now look at this, trading counters again, and this time gets him up, Falcon Arrow. And Jesus spent too long fighting Noah on the outside. He needs to get up though, because right now his partner's going to need him. Looking for another disco elbow drop. Big connection on the elbow drop. Moves him away from the ropes and into the cover. Is that enough to put the League of Gods through? No, it's not. And the League of Gods almost getting through to face the Chaos Twins. Only one of these teams will face the Chaos Twins in a #1 contenders match. Who is it going to be? Is Damas finally going to tag out? He finally does. In comes Black Jesus, who hasn't done particularly well in this match, but we'll see if he can produce something now that he's well rested. Immediately taken down with the clothesline. Black Jesus in trouble now. The strikes. He can't afford to let him get momentum. Oh, and he ran right into that knee. The vicious knee from the Vikings of Destiny. And now it might get worse for him. Looking for a powerbomb. Plants him down with the powerbomb. Into the cover. Is that enough? No, flips through. But Boston Crab. And Damas didn't realize. Jesus now has to fight his way out, but he can't. The Vikings of Destiny have just knocked out the League of Gods, and they can't believe it. A huge night of upsets. First Cashman and Travis lose to the Chaos Twins, and now the Vikings of Destiny, who, to be fair, did dominate the match for huge portions of it, get the win here tonight and get it by submission. Damas and Jesus just took too much punishment, and in the end, you can only take so much. The Vikings of Destiny will face the Chaos Twins next week for an opportunity to face for the Mayhem Tag Team titles at the Uprising pay-per-view. A huge victory for them here tonight, and they needed that one desperately. The last time the Chaos Twins and the Vikings of Destiny collided, it was these guys who came out on top. If they can repeat that again next week, then we will be seeing the Linebacks versus the Vikings of Destiny for the Mayhem Tag Team titles. But I tell you what, I think I know which one that Coach Wilson would prefer, because screw facing these guys at the age of 60. Let's move on down the rest of the card. And last up tonight, a huge main event that was announced a few days ago by the general manager, Mort Goldberg, following everything that went down at the pay-per-view. We now have a champion versus champion main event. The new European champion, Siler Jordan, the natural-born thriller, takes on the leader of the Justice Movement and the WIW champion himself, Brad Skeens. Here he is for the first time with gold around his waist here in WIW. It is the natural-born thriller, Siler Jordan, the new European champion. And as we found out earlier tonight, Mason Foster will not be cashing in his rematch clause, as he has traded his rematch clause for a spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So as of right now, Siler Jordan doesn't have a challenger for the European title at Uprising. Well, not every title is going to be on the line at Uprising, because we've got 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches, as well as 2 brands worth of titles. So not everything's going to be on the line. So maybe Siler Jordan could find himself a spot in the Money in the Bank. Maybe he can do what he's been trying to do on Twitter, and that's to catch the eye of the champion to potentially get a WIW championship shot. And a win here tonight could go a long way for the new champion. I don't know how pleased Mason Foster would be. Mason Foster spent forever trying to become a double champion. Could you imagine if straight away Siler Jordan got that opportunity? I don't see it happening, to be honest. Especially with Aaron Albright returning and probably knocking on the door of the general manager, asking for him to cash in his rematch clause so that they can face at Uprising pay-per-view, especially following his win to the real deal Stephen Miller just last night at the High Voltage pay-per-view. And here come the Justice team after a very successful pay-per-view for them. Lachlan, AD Nathaniel, and Brad Skeens. A huge victory it was for them. To be fair, coming out of that pay-per-view, a much-needed win indeed. And in Siler Jordan, he asked on Twitter whether or not he was going to be facing him or the entire of the Justice movement. Of course, he was referring to that when he made that comment. The fact that they have been involved in every one of Skeens' championship defenses. But tonight, Skeens has to do this one on his own, but they are here again. Lachlan and AD Nathaniel, you know they've been way too active at ringside at times. And I'm sure that'll be no different here tonight. Bell rings, and away we go. What a match this is going to be, and straight out the gate there, with a snap German to the champ. And the WIW champion, Brad Skeens, of course, retaining the title against Dixon at High Voltage. And it did come with the help of Lachlan and AD Nathaniel, who decided to come in to try and maybe end the match on DQ. But Dixon just overpowered both of them and took control and dominated that in the end. But other than that, it didn't end the way that particularly that I'm sure the champ would have wanted it to. Well, no, it did end the way the champ wanted it to, excuse me. Dixon, what's next for him? I don't know. He might have peaked there by getting his chance that he did. Siler Jordan well escapes the suplex there and into a backslide driver. And right now, Siler Jordan now trying to find some big strikes to deal with the champion who got off to a good start in this matchup. You know, Lachlan and AD Nathaniel, they're lurking around the ring, just watching on. I don't know how much involvement they're going to have tonight. Siler Jordan's already called out Justice and said they can't do anything by themselves. And to a point, you know, at the pay-per-view, AD Nathaniel proved that was kind of true by retaining the Hardcore Championship without any help and assistance against Rage. And trust me when I say Rage is no easy beat. Despite the fact he is on a bit of a losing streak coming out of Season 1, but he has stepped up in Season 2 so far. Big stun gun there, and now in trouble. The running knee, looking for it early here. Skeens is in trouble, and it connects straight into the cover, but look who's up on the apron. Lachlan making the save. And in trouble there was Skeens, and into a straight jacket DDT. And how much longer are they going to keep quiet on the outside? Well, they didn't keep quiet there. Was looking for the stunner again. Couldn't connect. And now Skeens with an opportunity to capitalize. Skeens lost control. He had the first couple of blows, but after that it was all Jordan. And now can he take advantage and gets him up on the shoulders? Jordan in trouble here. Slammed down with a flapjack. Look at this, a chair coming into play, and the referee distracted at the perfect time for a chair shot, and several chair shots at that. Oh, but he turns around and it's a DQ anyway. He snapped, Skeens snapped, and he doesn't care that he's just disqualified himself. And he has really lost the pot. He picks up the chair again. He's trying to punish the chair. Oh, wait, look at this from behind. Steve Miller. Miller makes the save, and he's chased Skeens out of the ring. But I don't think he's alone. He needs to pay attention because all of Justice are here. And now look at this. Nathaniel, oh, he ran right into the chair shot. Siler Jordan has rolled out of harm's way, but right now, Steve Miller getting it under attack here by Justice. And he knocked out Nathaniel with the chair, but he forgot about Lachlan. And that's the thing, there's just too many of the Justice team. Skeens watching on from the outside right now, and he must be enjoying what he's seeing as Lachlan and AD Nathaniel once again using the numbers advantage to take out Steve Miller. And oh my god, oh! He landed on the chair with the Russian leg sweep. And now he's in trouble. He's in serious trouble. Oh, look at this! A counter, he's trying to fight his way out. A knee to Nathaniel, and a spinning heel kick. Trying to fight back on his own. He's taken them both out before, and he's looking to do it again. Nathaniel in trouble, the Hardcore Champ in trouble. Tie driver. Tie driver to Nathaniel. And now Lachlan's in trouble. He looks like he's going to get one. Oh, God, look at where the chair is. Nathaniel taken out, and now so is Lachlan with a tie driver. And look at this, Miller's had enough of this. He's getting out of here. Skeens is leaving. He's not staying here. While this is going on, he is leaving the premises. Oh, wait, look at this. It's Albright. Aaron Albright now. Albright out here ambushing the WYW champion. And I remember he does have a rematch clause that he can still cash in, and it looks like he's going to take advantage right now and tell the champ that he's intending on doing that. Skeens taken down with the super kick. Meanwhile, in the ring, Siler Jordan back to his feet and now helping Miller clear house. Oh my God, look at this. Oh, and a suicide dive to Lachlan and to Nathaniel as well by Siler Jordan. Great tag team work there from Jordan and Miller, wiping out Lachlan and Nathaniel. Meanwhile, still fighting on the ramp. Aaron Albright looking to end the night of Brad Skeens with a brainbuster. Aaron Albright plants him down, and Justice have just been absolutely wiped out by Lachlan. Justice have been wiped out by Steve Miller, Aaron Albright, and the European champion Siler Jordan. Well, not quite the main event that we thought we were gonna get, but still as chaotic and as crazy as you'd expect when Justice are involved. A night of absolute chaos and loads of qualifying going on. We've still got plenty more qualifying matches to come, but a huge night of action comes to an end, and it's Steve Miller and Siler Jordan with Aaron Albright on the ramp, standing tall at the end of it. That's all for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like if you did. Comment your thoughts and feelings on tonight's show. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.